I worry about nothing. I am wearing that nada. I'm sitting pretty impatient, but I know you gotta. I'm wearing Cuban links, designer mix, Inglewood.
And welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, hi, my name is Maya, and today I'm going to be doing my 36 and 37 week pregnancy update. So I have decided that I'm basically more than likely going to start doing every other week for updates, and just putting 2 in 1. So yeah, unless I think that I'm going to like go into labor earlier, or like I start having like a lot more signs or something like that, that might make me go towards that. I think that I need to upload the last update video. So yeah, so for right now we're going to do 36 and 37 this week, and then probably wait and hold off and do 38 and 39 weeks if I make it that far into my pregnancy. And then if I make it to 40 weeks and so on and so forth, I'll do them and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, I'm just going to stop rambling and get right on. Obviously, I'm going to start with 36 weeks. So for 36 weeks, he was about the size of a papaya. He was about 18.7 inches long and weighed about 5.5 pounds. He's definitely, I'm pretty sure for my doctor's appointment, he was a little bit smaller than that, because my doctor said that when I go into labor, I'm probably just going to have him be just about the size of a normal sized baby. So 6-7 pounds, maybe 8 pounds, around there. So she definitely does not think that he is going to be small or too big. Just because how big I am, she has like felt about how big he is from my stomach and everything, and she did predict that he's just going to be a very normal sized baby, nothing too out of the extraordinary, which honestly sounds good to me. So some things that were happening with Grayson on 36 weeks was his liver and kidneys were in working condition. They are still in perfect working condition. His circulation and his immune system are basically all good to go, and his skin was getting smoother and softer. So since I am a week ahead, since that was last week, all of those things should be stronger and more progressed than they were in the beginning of the week. So, and then some symptoms I could have had were better ability to breathe. I do have noticed that it's hard to breathe at some points, because sometimes he like stretches out and he's up near my ribs a little bit more, but a lot of the time I am able to breathe a lot better. I'm not so out of breath as often as I used to be, so I do definitely notice that. Pelvic discomfort, I have definitely been having some like more hip pain, but it's not super duper bad. Like I barely noticed it. Troubled sleeping, I started to notice this week, which I will get into for 37 weeks. Heartburn was really bad. Usually sometimes if I forget to take my heartburn medicine, it's not bad. It's like, okay, nothing really happens, I just gotta make sure I take it the next night or else I'm going to be in hell. But literally, if I forgot to take it, I was screwed. I would wake up at like 6 in the morning, nauseous. I would throw up like stomach acid because I have bad acid reflux. That's basically what it is for me. So I did not miss a single day out of taking my heartburn medicine. Like I was on top of that. I'm still on top of it. I'm doing good. Swollen feet, I have not gotten. Vaginal discharge, nothing like different has changed with that. And Braxton Hicks, I will get more into contractions and stuff for 37 weeks. So that is basically all for 36 weeks. So now I'm going to go ahead and get into this week's update. So for 37 weeks, he was about the size of a Roman lettuce. He's about 19.1 inches and weighs about 6.3 pounds. So he is getting up into his birth weight. He's practicing inhale, exhale, sucking, gripping, and blinking. So he is practicing a lot of stuff for when he is outside of the womb and he is born, so that is good that he's getting a lot of practice in. As far as we know, he's doing great. So some symptoms I could have this week are heartburn, which my heartburn has steadied down a little bit. It definitely wasn't as bad. There are some days where my medicine is just like iffy on working. My medicine has not like hit a point where it hasn't worked. It's just taken a little while longer to kick in for me. So it's kind of like I'm in a lot more discomfort, but definitely could be way worse. Spotting, I have not had any spotting, thank God. Which it could be, you could get it at this point in your labor or your pregnancy. Just making sure that you're not like bleeding a lot is something that you definitely have to look for. Stretch marks, I have started to get stretch marks on my stomach now, but they're only on the underside, and I have found a hack to make sure that they don't get like super duper dark, or they start like to help them fade away a little bit better. So I did find a hack that works. If you guys want me to do a video on that and kind of like talk to you guys about it and everything, definitely let me know down below, because I'd love to do a video on how I'm like keeping up with my stretch marks and how I kept up with my skin stretching and stuff throughout my entire pregnancy. So yeah, abdominal pressure has been a big thing this week. I definitely can feel his head on my cervix at times, and it's not like it used to be. So he has been head down for probably almost 5 or 6 weeks now. So I have felt him hit my cervix at some points, and it wasn't super duper painful to where like I'd be like, ouch, like it'd just like be like a tiny pinch and I'd be like, oh, he hit my cervix. Now it is literally painful where I'm like, ow, ow, ow. Like Alan knows when Grayson hits my cervix, because like I will crunch up in a ball in pain, and it's just, whew, it is definitely painful when he does hit my cervix with his head. And obviously he has dropped, so I will talk more about that later. Troubled sleeping, I have been having kind of like semi-trouble sleeping. Like the past 2 nights I've been staying up super late. I'm not sure if that's going to be like tonight, but last night I was full-blown nesting and like cleaning and everything. As you guys might notice, I seem a little lower down in my bed, and you might not see my floorboard on my bed. We took all of that off for spatial reasons. But basically, for troubled sleeping, I just tend to like wake up a lot more throughout the night, and it's not even to like go to the bathroom or anything. Like I'll wake up and I'll be sitting upright for some reason, and I'll be like, I'll wake up, roll over, wake up, roll over, and then like I'll be passed out for the rest of the night. So it's just like my body's like acting really, really weird. The next thing is contractions. I have had a bunch of contractions and thoughts of labor this week. Of course, it's always false labor though, and it always discourages me and Alan, because we're always like, this is it, this is the time, he's coming, let's like, come on. Then it stops, and then we get so frustrated because we're so ready, like we're ready for this little boy to come out. And the last symptom is nausea, and I have not had really any nausea. The only time that I got it, or I have gotten it, is if like my heartburn starts acting up. Then it will make me nauseous, because there's like stomach acid like feeling in my throat, and that makes you super duper nauseous. So not fun there. So now I will get into everything that I want to talk to you guys about that's been going on for the past 2 weeks with my pregnancy, since you guys haven't had a really big update or anything for the past 2 weeks. So basically I'm going to start with a big one. I do go to, sorry, I paused for a minute there. I do go to my doctor's every single week now. So every single Tuesday I have a doctor's appointment. And at my last doctor's appointment, I told her that I lost my mucus plug. I lost my mucus plug not right after my doctor's appointment the following week, but I lost it that night after my doctor's appointment. So not this week's Tuesday, but the following week's Tuesday. I lost it that night, and it was really like freaky at first because I was like, oh, does this mean I'm gonna go into labor now? Like, but still, only false labor, no baby yet. But she did say that at my last doctor's appointment that I went to, that he has definitely dropped and he is definitely lower. So that does mean that maybe these contractions have been starting up and like have been working a little bit, but it hasn't put me into full-blown labor. And I do definitely think that my water is going to break soon in the next couple of days, or at least by the end of this week, because my discharge has been a little bit more than normal, which it's since I have lost my mucus plug, I have noticed that my discharge has like kind of like increased a little bit, but not like a super duper big amount. Just like little signs like that. I do have feelings that my water is going to break really soon. Fingers crossed that he does not break, my water does not break before his car seat comes in the mail. That is something we're still waiting for. So last minute things, blaming my mom for that though, because she's the one that ordered it and got it for us. So basically I'm going to get into the next big topic, which is my doctor did give me and Alan permission to start inducing labor naturally. And what I mean by that is she gave us a list of stuff that we could do to help me go into labor, or that could possibly put me into labor. She gave me drinks that I can take, oils to use, just walking, stuff like that. She said basically if I look up anything and like I obviously know that it's safe to do, go ahead to do it and try to get this baby to come as soon as possible, because she said that Grayson is 100% healthy to come. There's no like concerns or anything, or she does not think that he needs to stay in there any longer. Like, she's not concerned about him coming early or anything like that. She said if he comes early right now, she's not going to stop my labor. She's not going to do anything like that. She's just going to let it go and we're going to have a baby. So she's also been saying she's hoping that maybe I will have him before my next doctor's appointment, but sadly I think that is not going to happen. Even though we have had some false labors, I do not think that he's going to come before my next doctor's appointment. But we have had a couple days where contractions have been like consistent for almost an hour, but then they stopped, and that is like super duper frustrating. I have noticed that the first time that we had that going on, they weren't super duper painful. Like, I could barely notice them when I had them, but then the second time that I did start having them, I did notice them a lot more. And now whenever I do get contractions, they are very like more menstrual cramping, like more mild to painful menstrual cramps when I get them. They're not as subtle, so that's another reason why I think I'm going to be going into labor soon. But we never know. Time will tell if that's going to happen. So basically the only other thing to talk to you guys about is my second baby shower is next weekend, on the 8th of July. Hopefully I will make it to that and I won't go into labor like on that day, because that's going to suck. But oh well, we can always get everything and all that fun jazz. I'm super duper excited for it. Alan's not going as far as I know. It's just me and my family that are going. I'm pretty sure Alan's going to his dad's. I obviously didn't tell him he had to go. He doesn't have to go. He went to our baby shower from his family. So yeah, I'm not going to force him to go if he does not want to go. Because he did already go to one and he's been super duper supportive. So I think that he just wants to kind of go up to his dad's and spend as much time up there before Grayson comes and before he starts work. I guess I could talk to you guys about that too. Alan should hopefully be starting his new job soon, which is super duper exciting, because now we will finally kind of like have things starting to be put together a little bit more, and things are starting to work out a little bit better. stress levels are kind of going down a little bit. There are still some very stressful days and harder days, but obviously typical, everything's getting down to the wire, so obviously there's going to be very, very stressful days. But hopefully on Tuesday they will finish all of his paperwork and all of that. I do have a WIC appointment. If you guys don't know what WIC is, it's basically a program where they will help you out with getting groceries and formula and stuff. And since I'm still young and stuff, it is going to help a lot, especially since I'm unemployed. Nobody will hire me. Sucks that nobody will freaking hire me because I need a job, but hopefully this will help us for right now. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video here. I'm going to go ahead and do the belly shot for you guys. So yeah. I'm not gonna get up this time because it's very hard to get up, but this is my belly. You can see that he's dropped a little bit. It's hard to tell when I'm laying down though, but so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye guys!